times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York, so you never leave. Strap my lungs, then we puffin' through it that right. We're giving them some stories, they come back like manic this, manic that, why you crawling to me? The hell we gonna...
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be showing you how to program the BMW M5. Many of you guys would have seen that's the car we got for the channel. Yes, it was the E60 M5, if many of you guys didn't see already, and it has had all its fault codes come up in the time I got it. And yes, I got this car very, very cheap, the cheapest in the whole UK. I only paid £4,000 for this car because of the faults, and nobody could diagnose it. As you guys know, on the previous video when I revealed it to you, it had a 2788 fault code, which is for the fuel pressure sensor. I'm going to be showing you how to repair that. It's also got codes for the throttle actuators. Again, I'm going to be showing you how to repair that. And we're also getting codes for the catalytic converters. Now this car has been mistreated. It also needs a new washer fluid motor because the washers ain't working. It needs a lot of things. It's also had high battery drainage. All things I'm willing to sort out. But today we're going to go over programming E60 and seeing all if it's got any fault codes stored, because I did clear them to drive back home because it went into reduced limp mode. And then what we're going to do is we're going to program any of the modules, DME, gearbox, and update all the modules as and when needed, if we find out they haven't been updated. Now, bearing in mind this car's been under dealer warranty a lot of its life, so majority of the time all the modules should have been updated. This car has been looked after by BMW dealer all its life, and I do mean that, guys. We will be doing a video on all the receipts and all the paperwork that I got with this car, and I even got the original purchase receipt for this car as well from the original owner. So I will be showing you guys all that and all the money that they've spent with the dealer, and how inexpensive it actually is here at the dealer. As many people think it's really expensive, but here it's actually not. And a lot of it was for warranty claims, but the majority of it, then BMW have sorted this car out. So let's go over the programming side of the BMW M5 E60. Okay guys, so this is the S85 M5 engine, as many of you guys already are aware. A lot of you are going to say as well that I copied Nathan behind this, but that's just not the case. I never, and if many of you guys know me, you would already know the reason Nathan purchased one was because I was meant to purchase one back then, but I never, because the way the car was mistreated. And I'm glad I never. Everything, as I say, happens for a reason, and I end up finding the one that is for me. This is good for the channel. This car's got issues. The other one I was going to buy didn't, and I got this one very, very cheap, and I'm going to come out way ahead on this car once we finish. But it's not a car I do plan to sell, and I plan to keep this for the channel. This is going to be the next channel car. You guys loved the E60, that's why I went for another E60. Now this uses the MSS 65 ECU, and it also uses the GD, which is the SMG3 gearbox on this as well, which we're going to be programming the both of them. I'm pretty sure they probably will be up to date, because the way I see it, this has been under dealer warranty all its life, and it does say that all the updates have been completed, and that was when it was last sold to the last owner in 2015. I know a lot of history about this car, especially this M5, and I'm very, very proud to know all the history regarding this car. Therefore, we are going to go ahead and program everything. But as I said to you, in next videos, we're going to be doing the throttle actuators. We're going to be removing the plenum. We're going to be changing the oil because it hasn't been changed since 87k. But this, bear in mind, guys, does have full history, and it's always been serviced on time at the correct time. Just it was sitting for a very, very long time, 6 months to say the least, at BMW dealership, until it found the right owner, which was me. So I am going to be overhauling everything, but it's had a lot of work done. I will be showing you, as I said to you, on another video regarding all the receipts of all the work this car has done over its life. But the throttle actuators is the first one we're targeting. Diversity antenna, there's a lot on this car. This is the beginning of a new era for another E60. As you guys know, I didn't manage to record my other E60 before YouTube, but now we've got the chance again to do that. So I'm not going to fail you, and we will record every single thing on this car. Okay guys, so as you'll see here, we've just loaded up this car, and I've just scanned the car, and as many of you guys will see, most of the modules are all green in this car. Now, don't let this fool you, because this car does have issues, but I had been clearing them prior to bringing the car back. Now, there are only small issues which the last owners haven't been able to diagnose and run away from the car because the car ran out of warranty and they couldn't afford the parts. Now, a lot of the codes are 2788, and I'm getting codes for the throttle actuators which sit underneath the plenum here, as I explained to you on the video when I purchased the car. We are going to be sorting all that, but this car, what's happening is at high RPM, it's cutting the power on, going into reduced limp mode, which is normal. If the throttle actuators ain't working, what's happening is the cogs are jumping, and then not opening the throttles properly, which means it's sending too much fuel, too much air, and it can't be burnt off because you can't accelerate, and the pedal ain't going down far enough to actually get the power. Same thing for the fuel pump in the rear, which is 2788 full code. Fuel pressure code is for the fuel filter in the rear from people using crappy fuel in it. All these codes are very normal. We've also got the high battery drain, which hasn't come up yet. We're going to let it sit overnight and rescan it so I can show you the code that comes up once it comes up, so you guys get to see. But as you see here, it is all green, and bearing in mind this car has been looked after by the dealer. As I did say to you guys previously, this car has been with the dealer most of its life, so anything it's needed, it's always had on warranty. That's why all the modules are like this. That's the only reason. The car, as I showed you, does have a lot of factory fitted options. It's also got a lot of retrofitted options, so I don't know if that's probably keeping the car awake. Now, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close ISTA down. Now you've seen all the modules on the tree. You can see, again, I haven't bought a really badly damaged car, but it's a good car. We're going to be doing a lot of work on this. We've got a lot in store mechanically for this, because I know you guys don't see me doing enough mechanicals. So we are going to be doing a lot of mechanical repairs on this, so I can show you guys and what to do if you was to ever buy one. As I know, this is a lot of people's dream car, so we're going to be showing you all the repairs on this nice and clear, and I'm also going to be showing you how to use ISTA along the way, because this car, especially the M5, relies heavily on that program. So it's something we are going to be showing you how to do, the Vanos bleeding and everything else as we go along, filming on the M5 engine. Now, as I said, the modules are green here. We're going to close it down, we're going to go into it in part, and we're going to see how well looked after this car actually was, and see if all the modules are actually up to date, because I'll be very surprised if they all are. But knowing my luck, they probably are, because as I said, this car was looked after to BMW up to 2013. So I've got a funny feeling this car will be fully up to date, so let's go and find out. Okay guys, so now we've got IMPA open, and what I'm going to show you is we're going to go to E60, we're going to go to functional jobs, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to read ULF, is that what we want to do straight away. Now let's see if this car's been updated. So as we can see here, the DME and DDE had been updated in 2010, the EGS was updated in 2013, the DSE was updated in 2010. Let's see what else we got in 2010. Quite a lot of the modules had been updated in 2010, the relevant ones. The iDrive I know was replaced, which I've said to you guys in the video. The iDrive was replaced about twice in this car, being an ex-demo car. It was replaced, so that had been replaced as well as the SZL, which is the steering column cluster for the switches and all the stalks. That was replaced as well and programmed. They had a new one of them fitted on this car because it was faulty. But as you can see guys, it's all on the latest firmware, so I don't actually have to update this car. I'm very, very surprised, but in the same sense I'm not surprised, because this car has been a dealer car all its life. It was an ex-demo car. It's also been looked after by the previous owners, and they've been sold always with warranty by more higher tech, highly approved companies, BMW to say, motorsport companies, always with a warranty. So it's always been looked after by BMW and always had whatever is needed done to it. So I therefore don't expect that many issues, but obviously because one out of warranty, this is why the car's gone to me so cheap, and why we are going to be addressing a lot of the issues why people ain't been able to figure out or couldn't afford. So as you see there guys, the modules are up to date, so we're not going to be doing anything mechanical there. We are going to go to the error memory. We are going to read the error memory, and let's just see if it brings up anything, which no, it's showing all okay at the moment, which I expect. It's all showing okay. And we've only got the one for the AUC sensor and the climber, which is the climate control, so I expect that anyway. The AUC sensors always fail. If you don't know what that is, that's the sensor right down here, which is that sensor right there. It's the sniffer sensor. It's a common problem. They always fail. But as you see there, this is the M5. It's very, very clear of faults. We are going to be overhauling everything, and we definitely don't need to update anything, so that's a really, really good result. You are going to be seeing me use ISTA a lot more on this car as well, because as if you guys don't know, the M5 does rely heavily on ISTA. Everything is electronic on this car, even to the point of the actuators. You can run tests on them, which I'm going to be showing you on ISTA how to do that. The Vanos, to bleed the Vanos, it relies on ISTA. So SMG relies heavily on ISTA. Even if you remove the transmission, you have to readapt it with ISTA. It's a very, very complicated car, and everything is needed with ISTA. So it makes me absolutely smile to have a car like this, because you guys know, and you also know, I love using the programs and showing you guys how to do certain things. And this car is going to be the perfect car that we get to use ISTA on constantly, whatever we need to do. And as you guys know, these cars love to throw an engine light, even just going down the road for a catalytic converter. So many of you guys already know that these are known cars that's going to have a lot of issues, which is going to bring a lot of content to the channel as well. And for me to use a lot of time to invest into ISTA, showing you guys how to properly use it. So it's going to be something we are going to be using a lot on this car. Every probably time we ever need a repair, we're going to be using ISTA, and we're going to have to recalibrate it, reset it, bleed it. Everything is done via that program, where other cars it's not. So therefore, this program is going to come in very, very handy. I'm very, very happy I got this car. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it was just a short video, just showing you a couple of things what we need to do to this car. I was believing I was going to have to go ahead and program it, but believe it or not, I don't have to. It's all on the latest firmware, and I'm very, very happy with that. As you can see, this car has been looked after, and this is what I said. A lot of people do badmouth these cars in the USA, and there's a lot of keyboard warriors on forums, but you can't treat them all the same. Bearing in mind this was an ex-demo car, it's had warranty all its life up to 2015. It therefore has most of the stuff already done. It's been very, very well looked after. It is very rare to find one like this where it's had it when it's needed it and warranty's paid out for it. Not many people get that lucky. When buying one of these, they get them, and it's had loads of owners. It's been very neglected and very badly treated, but this one wasn't, and I'm very, very happy with that. And therefore, we only need a small repairs to get this car back up and running, so I can actually take you out on a test drive and show you what it actually drives like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know a lot of you have been dying to see this and dying to see this car and see me in action on this car. That is going to be the next video you're going to see coming up. We are going to be replacing the diversity antenna and throttle actuators. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, BMW Dr. Dean here, and I thank all of you guys, because you guys watching the videos is what made this car possible for this channel. The engine ticking, the key video, and my parking sensor video is what made this car possible for the channel. So thank you very much, guys, and goodbye.